Okay, so for this video, we're going to be using a weighted ball here, like a medicine ball kind of thing, or sport ball. This one's only about 4 pounds, so you can do this with pretty much anything, even like a basketball, or doesn't have to be real heavy. It's really more for feedback and understanding how to shift your body and transfer weight, not just your weight plus, but also with some additional weight perhaps. If you have something in your hands, you could do this with a milk crate or some kind of box in your hands as well. Just something with a little weight to it to give you the feedback. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through different movement patterns with this weighted ball so you can understand how to shift your weight plus any weight that's in your hands, depending on how heavy it is. But you want to definitely be able to feel that and adjust accordingly. So the first thing I'm going to do is just think about basics of, like, I got to pull that weight back, maybe I pull it in my chest, okay, like a basketball kind of thing. Pull that weight to your chest and your chest to it, very important, so that you're not leaning back, pitching back. You want to keep your chest forward and your hips back so you transfer the weight through your glutes and your heels and your feet, your arches, okay? So I'm going to basically sit back in my hips, weight back through there, okay? I could pull it back in my hips if I'm doing like an underhand motion like this. I can raise up into my heels, which you can't see, or into my toes, you can't see there. If I make it more dynamic, less stability, so keep that in mind if that's a more advanced maneuver. But if you're doing this for sports or something more dynamic, that's a progression you're gonna wanna take. All right, so we can go unilaterally. We can start to put, basically just a pull straight back in each hip, or I can come across. Now I'm pivoting. Let me just move that back a little bit. There. So, there. So now you can maybe see my feet here. So I'm gonna pivot. So I'm on my, like, squared up here. And I may have also preceded that by pointing my toes more out so I can align with my body if I'm going more that way. So I can start to twist at that bra line here and a little bit through my hips. I don't want to do too much of the hips. I want to give myself an opportunity to use my core here, keep my chest up and twist through that upper body here. One hip to the other, around, okay. If I go out more like that and then pull it back, I can do that. I can come over here, out here. I can go forward and turn sideways so you can see. I can go out here, maybe if it's low, I'm gonna sit, okay? If it's up high, I'm still gonna keep my hips back. Up here, okay, twist, different things. Kind of practice that. I can do this with walking, kind of pull back in each hip, or practice with something more dynamic. Running, jogging, kind of coming down my toes to heel, sit back in my hip, and laterally. Right, so there's a lot of things you can play around with and adapt to for different scenarios and activities.